Dear Father, I stand today just want to say thank you, Lord, for everything that you've done for me. Somebody's gonna need you, Lord. Somebody's gonna need a friend. Well, I stopped by to let you know that I know somebody that'll stick closer than a mother, somebody that'll stick closer than even a father. Well, friend, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Yeah, thank you, Lord. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 'Cause I know Jesus will never let you down. No, whenever you need him, I know he'll always be around. I know Jesus will never let you down. No, whenever you need him, oh yeah, he'll always be around. You made me.
Hi today, you guys. Hi, beautiful people. How you guys doing out there today? Hope everybody had a really good holiday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, and everything. And now we into 2016. And I just want to thank God today. Thank God for this platform. Thank God for the opportunity to bring stories to the public, to the people, and hopefully some of these stories will inspire people to, think differently, to think better, or just inspire the people to do whatever it is that you need to do in your life. But today we have a VIP guest, and he's my tech guy. I also let you guys know on my last show that I was going to be having Kevin on my show, which is my tech guy. But I just feel that it's very important to show the people behind the scenes that really make everything happen in front of the scenes, right? So Kevin is my tech guy. I want to thank my cousin Stevie Shaw and his group, God's Anointed and God's Appointed, for letting us use the song I Know Jesus. And I just want to thank God. I'm so grateful, you guys. I'm so grateful today. I really am grateful today because God is doing so much in my life. And you guys just remember that God is not just doing a new thing, but he's doing a quick thing. He is doing it so quick. You guys, you ask for something and you're his child, he's going to give it to you. Okay, so just remember that, you guys. And always make sure you keep your dreams alive. Don't think that just because you dreamed it and it's so big that it can't happen, because it can happen. So we're going to thank Roscoe's Media Center, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, Johnny Morris, our leader that makes all this happen. We want to thank Crystal. She works here too. We want to thank all the different shows. And you guys, check us out at rmconair.com to go to all the different shows, because we have a lot of different shows here at Roscoe Media Center, and we just want you guys to check it out. So right now, we're going to have our tech guy, my tech guy, Kevin, because he's behind the scenes and he's making it all happen. And I just want to give a shout out also about my book. My book is called Not Afraid to Tell Who I Was, because I know who I am. And the reason I wrote the book is because I've been through so much in my life, and I'm not going to be afraid to tell, because God brought me through it. So I'm giving the glory to him also. And so we're going to let Kevin introduce himself. He's my tech guy, but Kevin is also doing a lot, and he loves the Lord. And it's all about lifting up the Lord. It's all about inspiring people, getting to the solutions of however we can, because there's so much going on in this world today. And we just want to pray right now for anyone who have lost a loved one, including my family member. We just want to pray right now that God would comfort the family in Jesus' name. Okay, so Kevin, you can introduce yourself.
How y'all doing?
All right.
I'm Kevin Brown. I am an audio engineer here at RMC, Roscoe's Media Center. And what I do is I control the boards here. This is a job that God blessed me with. I felt like I was kind of in a rut. I was stuck in a rut at a certain point in my life that I couldn't transcend past that. And I know that it was actually the Father, the Creator, our Father, God, reprimanding me, spanking me, whooping my butt, put me on timeout, basically.
Right,
you know,
timeout. I like it, Kevin.
Yeah, put me on timeout, and so I could, you know, really, really come to acknowledge Him and the things that He has done and the things that He can do for me as well as you and everybody here that He created on this green earth. You know,
exactly.
I was just pretty much running rampant, thinking that I knew everything and that I was super slick, and you know, I mean, it's a really, really deep, profound story, you know, that I went through. I grew up here in Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
I grew up pretty much hustling in the streets and, you know, selling dope and just trying to get money and thinking that I was, you know, this super slick paper chaser.
Super slick paper chaser. I like that. That's cool,
you know, and that I was, you know, that was my destiny. I figured that I could accomplish my goals through doing wrong.
Right.
Pretty much selling drugs, manipulating people, you know, usury, thinking that I was super handsome and that I was all this top-notch gentleman of leisure type of person. And trying to, you know, taking advantage of people who may have been attracted to me or thought I was a cool person, or you know, just usury. You know, going about things the total wrong way that God wants us to do. You know, He put certain things in our hearts. You know, for me, it's music and entertainment and writing, producing. You know, for you, it might be interior design. Or it might be writing, or you might, you know, have it that something in your heart where you just want to help people and counsel people. Right. God put that in our heart.
He put that in our hearts to help people.
He put that in our heart to, you know, whatever your dream and your passion is. I believe He put that in our heart, and we have to go about accomplishing those goals and those aspirations in the right way. Yeah. To bring Him glory.
To bring Him glory, because it's all about Him anyway, right?
It's all about
because
the
at
Father.
The end of the day, people really think that it's about what they doing and, you know, worldly stuff, and do your thing as long as you can, but just hopefully you're doing the right thing when God calls your name. When God calls your name and it's your time and it's your judgment day, hopefully you're caught doing the right thing. Yeah, so Kevin, so can you give us some of the stories, like you growing up in high school, going through school? What inspired you to actually go and start being, you know, what you call it, paper chasing slick, whatever? What caused you to do that?
Well, I would have to say lack of money, or, you know, wanting certain things. Everything is not a necessity. You know, I might have wanted some Jordan shoes, or back in the day when I was coming up, you know, I'm old school. I consider myself old school. Right. Everybody, as I was coming up, there were certain hairstyles that cost money. Okay. Like everybody was getting the Jerry curl.
See.
You know, and back then the Jerry curl was like, if you wanted it done right, it was like $50. 45, $50. See. You know, so I might have wanted a leather coat. Or a members only jacket, which was kind of popular. You know, I hate to kind of tell my age. I'm telling on myself by mentioning certain brands, but
we look good,
just certain things that, you know, I felt like I wanted and that I needed and that I deserved. You know, it might have put me out there to where I felt like, well, I'm gonna go get it on my own. Okay. You know, and
so what kind of car was you rolling back then?
My first car was a '68 Chevy.
And that cost money back then too.
Yeah.
To keep it up.
It was a '68 Chevy. I got it from a older black man, and that I ran across in the newspaper. He lived in Compton, and me and my partner caught the bus all the way to Compton. I had $300, and I went and got that Chevy.
Wow, $300 for a Chevy back then. You know, that was pretty.
Well,
good.
It was a '68 Chevy, my year. You know, and my mom told me. She told me and warned me not to go and buy a car.
Really? How come?
Because I was not of age. I didn't have license.
Okay.
And my mother told me, don't go buy a car, you know, because me being young, I'm not thinking about the repercussions. If I hit somebody in this car, or I don't have insurance on this vehicle. Right.
You
know, And so I didn't think of it like that. And my mom told me, don't go get a car. And I went and got the car anyway and hid the car in the neighborhood and up the street.
Are you serious, Kevin?
Yeah, away from her. And the whole time she knowing that that's my car.
But you playing it off real good.
I'm thinking I'm slick. I'm thinking I'm getting over on her, and that's she don't know. I'm too quick for her. She don't look outside enough. She don't know what's going on.
Wow.
But that was just one of the lessons that I had to learn growing up. That you don't know everything.
You don't know everything.
You don't know everything, and you might not be really and truly thinking everything through.
See, and being slick, you probably kind of out slicking your own self too, right?
I was slicking myself because I ended up in trouble behind that car, driving through the neighborhood. Call myself doing like they say today, turning up. But I was driving through the neighborhood, and a friend of mine said, "You cutting the wheel too wide on the corner." And he tried to grab the wheel, and we was kind of fighting over the wheel, and ran into one of our neighbors' beautiful van, destroyed the back end of his van, the rear end of his van, and I guess my car left some telltale signs on it.
Okay.
He had some investigators come, and some other neighbors snitched me out. They told on me, and it got back to my mom, and I was pretty much banned from her house for about 6 months. I had to go live with my dad.
Okay.
And my dad, he was living in East LA at the time.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that made me really appreciate living with my mother. Because my mother had a beautiful, beautiful home. She had a beautiful 3-bedroom home, nice. And my dad was living in East LA with his wife.
Okay.
And she was Hispanic. He had married a Hispanic lady.
Okay.
And they lived in, I can't think of the projects.
Okay, like the.
But it was on the street.
Not the jungles, but.
No, it wasn't the jungles. It was in East Los Angeles. It was in the area of Los Angeles that's predominantly Hispanic.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I
had to go to a junior high school that was predominantly Hispanic.
Okay.
And it was called Hollenbeck Junior High School.
Okay.
Which I was used to going to school on the west side of LA, which is kind of like predominantly black or African American.
Right. So it's a whole new culture change.
Whole new culture change, whole new culture shock. As far as living with my stepbrothers and sisters and my stepmother, who my father had married.
Okay.
It was totally different than what moms had me accustomed to living. Like, I can go look in mom's refrigerator and it'd be full.
Anytime you want to, too, right?
I can open the cupboard. I can open the cabinets, which we called them the cupboards back then, and it would be full of food and all kind of goodies and snacks. And over there, you can't go in the kitchen and just open up the refrigerator and get what you want.
So Dad wasn't having that.
Not necessarily him. My dad is a cool dude. I'm him all over again. Really? I'm my dad all over again, laid back.
Your dad
cool.
Must be cool because you're a cool guy.
Yeah, he's super cool. But his wife, she had her own set of rules and regulations that she felt like kids should abide by. Which one is don't eat up what you want, which is understandable.
Because kids every time you go in the refrigerator.
Yeah, you have to ask. Yeah. And so it was just a culture shock. It was just a big change from what I was accustomed to living with my mom.
So Kevin, when you moved over there on the east side, I know where you're talking about too. But what happened over there? Did you join gangs? Did you get in trouble? Have you did time? And you did tell me about that a little bit. So tell our viewers about being slick and what it gets you.
Over on the east side, I didn't do any time or anything like that. I did get tired of it, and I continued to beg my mom to come home.
What'd you say? You was begging to come home?
I begged. I would call her once a week and ask, see if she was missing me.
Yeah.
Yet. And eventually she allowed me to come home. But I didn't get in any trouble over there or anything like that. But what did happen when I did come home, I was in compliance as far as my mother's rules and regulations was concerned. I tried to do what she asked me to do.
And this time I'm gonna do what Mama say do, right?
Eventually I began to backslide and kind of transgress back into my old ways and started, hanging with my friends in the neighborhood again and Because that was one of the main things I was trying to get back to was my friends in the neighborhood and the girls that I had been meeting at my school. I wanted to come back to that side because I had a girlfriend and whatnot.
Right.
And it seemed like me going to the East LA, it seemed like I was going all the way to New York or something. Like I was going far away from her.
Yeah.
And so, I began to get back into my old ways and started hustling again and doing things like that, trying to make money, selling weed, selling other illegal substances and things like that, and scheming and scamming.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, as I got older, when I hit around 18 years old, I ended up catching my first criminal felony case.
Wow.
Which wasn't a big deal to me once they released me, because I was only in there about a week.
Okay.
So I was in there maybe about 5 days, I think, and then they released me on probation. And I thought that I knew everything and that I didn't have to go report to my probation officer, and I'm never gonna get in trouble again. They'll never catch me again. This is what I was thinking. And eventually, of course, they caught me and gave me some serious jail time. To me it was serious jail time. They gave me about 40 days.
Okay.
Which in the county, which is no joke.
That is serious time.
Because LA County out here is like a junior pen. Really? It's like the junior penitentiaries. People getting stabbed, raped, racial riots, black on black fights and riots too.
Okay.
Crips and Bloods hating each other and wanting to hurt each other. The same ethnic group, black, mostly black. And so it was like the junior penitentiary. And
wow.
But they let me go after like 5 days. Well, I'm kind of messing up, but after that 40-day period, I did get out, and I hadn't learned much from being in there. Even though I hadn't learned much as far as learning my lesson.
Right, learning your lesson. I got you.
And not falling back into my old ways and my old habits of hustling and trying to get money the easy way.
Okay.
I didn't get out and pursue a job immediately or anything, which I should have. It seemed like I would have learned my lesson.
Right.
But I had to learn the hard way. The Father, our Creator, God, He had to spank my little hard-headed self a lot.
Talk about it, Kevin. Talk about it.
So let me catch this line, because it might be for you. I'm gonna let you talk for a sec. Let me catch it.
Okay.
RMC, I've been through it. How can I help you? This is I've Been Through It with Gail Davis at RMC. Would you like to talk to her? Okay, that will be not right now, sir. You want to call back a little later? All right, thank you.
Okay, so we're back with Kevin. Yeah, so you said, Kevin, that this time you said God, our Father, our Creator, He basically sets us down sometime to talk to us, to make us get what He's trying to get through us, right? Exactly.
That's exactly what it took for me to start, waking up and coming to the realization that there's an easier way. Because at the time, I'm thinking that me hustling and I don't work for anybody, I'm my own boss, that's the easy way.
See.
But in all actuality, I was making things harder on myself.
See.
Because if you add up all the time that I've been incarcerated, all the time I've been on probation, having to jump through fire hoops or whatever, do what somebody else wants me to do or demands of me. Kevin. I wasted time. I lost time.
Talk about it.
And I might have been making thousands of dollars here and there sometimes, hustling in the game,
right?
Which is what they call it. But if you take all that time that I've been incarcerated and in the penitentiary or just in jail,
wow,
and take away all that money and see how much I had to work for an hour, maybe I'm incarcerated and they're paying me 52 cents an hour.
52 cents an hour, y'all. Ooh.
Whatever little sales on the street, paraphernalia I might have made, if you add that up with the lost time, me not making any money, having to sit down in jail, then I didn't make minimum wage.
Wow. See, you know what, Kevin, that is a good point that you bringing out, though. You said add up all of the lost time, all of the time you was being slick, trying to get the thousands and the hundreds of thousands, you wasted time, and you could have really had that.
I could have already had that and some. I could have been doing way better than I was doing, or better than I'm doing now, which I don't like to look at it like that. I like to say, well, right now, this is where God got me at right now.
Yeah, because you breathing, you healthy.
I'm healthy,
you know,
I'm here.
Your family's healthy, you doing good.
Exactly.
We got so much to be thankful for. But I like how you brought that out, because maybe you bringing that out could help somebody else. Don't waste time.
Don't waste time.
Don't waste time goofing off thinking that you slick, and and then slick gives you a little time in jail.
That's right.
And then you wind up losing all that little money that you did get from being slick, right?
Exactly. I done lost a whole lot of money. I done gave lawyers a lot of money, bail bondsmen a lot of money.
Talk about it.
Just a lot of lost time where it could have been a lot more progressive for me. I could have made a lot more progress for me and my family.
Wow.
Progress for my mother. Cause when you're going through these type of things, and if you're my sister, I'm in trouble and I gotta bail out, or I gotta pay the bail bondsman, or I gotta pay attorney fees or whatever, and maybe I don't have it. Maybe I only have a portion of it. Or none at all. And here you are, you could be my sister or my loved one, and you love me, and you don't want me in trouble.
So
I'm costing you too.
Talk about it.
I'm costing you. You gotta take off work. Maybe you concerned and you want to come to jail or come to court for me.
See, and not only that, your family miss you. Your family worries about you. When guys or women, whoever go to jail, the family is out there worrying about them.
Exactly.
Worrying, is they gonna make it out? Because it's so much stuff going on inside, behind the jail walls,
That's right.
So much stuff. So it's not even just the fact of the money or whatever. It's the fact that they missing you too, but they worrying about you.
Right. They worried about you. They missing you.
Because people think it's like a war zone on the streets. It's a war zone in jail, worse than the streets sometimes, right?
Yeah. People don't realize that what actually goes on politically in the prisons, in the penitentiaries of America, actually dictate what is happening in the streets as far as hustling, gang banging, as far as inner city warfare.
Okay.
Gang bangers. They actually call shots from the penitentiary.
Wow.
If you have beef or problem with somebody in there, they don't have to get you in prison. They can hit your people.
See.
They can hit your people who are free.
Yeah.
They can have somebody out here hurt you worse than they will ever hurt you if they got you.
See, and the whole thing we see this on TV all the time.
All the time.
But people don't think it's real.
It's real.
This stuff is real. So that's like for any young person that's out there trying to be slick, trying to do it the wrong way, because you know what the right way is. If you of age 15, 16, 17, you know what the right way is, okay? So you know if you're doing wrong or not. And if you are, even if you 40 or 50 or whatever, you doing wrong, you know you're doing wrong. Right, Kevin?
Right.
People know when they're doing wrong.
You know when you're doing wrong.
Yeah, so basically that's just a lesson, because it's not what you think it is. It may look nice and cute and glorified. Right. But it's just not, right?
It's not. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's leading you up a path of destruction, self-destruction. What we got to know is that the lifestyle that we think, if we're out here thinking that we're gangsters or we're hustlers or we pimps or whatever slick like that. See, that's like a bamboozlement against, and I want to speak
about it, Kevin. Bring that
that's
out.
That's a bamboozlement to our people, because our people originally, our ancestors didn't come from being gangsters. That's Al Capone.
See,
those are Italian people. Or anybody else, but African Americans, blacks here in America, we didn't come from that. We've been psyched out to think that, oh yeah, we tough, we gonna be tough, we hard. Yeah, we came from tough people, or we wouldn't still be here.
Tough people, exactly.
We wouldn't still be here with all the different obstacles and oppression that we've faced
in the enslaved period.
And
because we would have never made it out.
We would have never made it out if we weren't tough. But that don't mean that we got to be tough and go be a gangster or a gangs banger.
Yeah.
Or anything that's hurting
Other
face of
people.
our people or anybody else.
Anybody, yeah.
Or
the
anybody
face of
else.
Anybody else.
Tough is actually when you get up off your butt and you go get you a job, or you go to school and you bear through all the hard times.
Talk about that, Kevin.
You know,
Talk
you
about
go
that.
through the rough times and the struggle of going to school. Maybe
Talk about it.
maybe you're stressing about how you're gonna get your tuition, and you get it. God bless you, and you end up getting it. That's
About
being tough.
Talk about it,
Going
Kevin.
to work. You know, you might be tired when you get home.
See,
I used to never be tired. I used to always wonder why people was tired, because I was never tired because I didn't work. My mom will tell you right now. I say, Mom, I got a job. She said, well, that's good. I said, it's hard work, Mama. She said, well, you need that because you don't work. No way. You hardly ever worked.
Oh my goodness. What you say is tough. That's the tough part.
But
of
I have
life,
worked.
right?
I have worked. I've been a welder. I've done a lot of janitorial type of jobs.
Okay.
You know, like cleaning and things like that. I even took janitorial classes.
Really?
Where I know how to mix the chemicals and what chemicals you're not supposed to mix.
Okay.
So I have worked, but I should have worked a lot sooner than I began to work. Actually working towards accumulating money to retire on, and something going towards your Social Security number, where your Social Security number is creating money.
Talk about it, Kevin. Tell him. Oh,
but,
Kevin, you was
But I didn't do
talking
it.
to him.
But I didn't do that. I
You
thought I was
talking to
slick,
him.
and I was gonna stay beneath the radar. And I've had a lot of things. I've had beautiful Cadillacs, brand new, not old Cadillacs, brand new Cadillac.
Brand new
Nobody
Cadillac.
ever
Off the
sat in this
showroom
Cadillac but me.
Wow.
Beautiful 4-bedroom homes in Houston, Texas. I was gonna buy a home in Phoenix, Arizona, and this was all from not working.
Okay.
This is all from me using my intelligence that God blessed me with for the wrong things.
For the wrong thing.
And
Talk
manipulating people, pimping.
Talk about it, Kevin.
Feeling
Talk
like
about
I was the next Goldie. You ever seen the movie The Mac?
Yeah, you know I've seen the Mac about 1,000 times.
Feeling
right?
like I was the next Goldie. I'm the next Bishop Don Magic Wine.
See.
You can't tell me nothing.
So Kevin, did you do like the? I'm just. I ain't trying to be funny. But
Nah.
you know how the Mac had that little thing where he had the girls go up in there and he was like, he was doing a microphone and they was listening to it. You didn't go that far.
I never got that advanced. Goldie in the movie The Mac, he was advanced. They took it to another level.
They took it to another level.
They
right?
took it to another level. But I never did anything like that. But I believe that movie did negatively inspire me to have that in me.
Okay.
Because of the fact
your game was kind of strong.
My game was strong, I believe, because I'm a good listener.
Okay.
I think I pride myself on being a good listener, and I also pride myself on trying to be a good listener.
Okay.
So, if you're a good listener, I believe that if me and you are talking and you're telling me what's going on with you, and I listen to you, see, now I know how to respond accordingly.
Talk about it, Kevin.
For whatever my initial or my ultimate game is, whatever my ultimate plan is,
right.
The reason why I might have said hi to you or whatever,
right.
Whatever my ultimate goal is,
right.
Me to listen to you and hear you out and let you express yourself gives me the power to get to where I want to go, because I'm letting you speak and you're telling me everything you're going through and that you want.
Right.
So I know how to proceed with you to get to my objective.
Right.
You see?
Right.
And it might come across as, people always tell me this all the time, especially women, you're a great listener.
Wow.
And it's mainly because I'm not saying nothing.
Because women need to be listened to, because women, we love communication.
And I had to teach myself to shut up.
Okay.
Stop trying to talk. I talk to people sometime and we can be in a conversation and they'll overtalk me to get their point across.
Okay.
And they haven't heard nothing I've said. Not one word, because they're so busy talking and while I'm talking, they're not really concentrating or paying attention to what I'm saying.
What you're saying.
They're busy in their brain formulating their next statements and their next sentences.
Wow.
And what they want to say and get off.
And that's called ambush listening too.
Right.
Exactly.
So they don't really know. If they wanted something from me, they never found out how to get it because they never was quiet
really listening
to hear what I wanted.
Right.
To find out what I wanted. I might have only wanted some pair of Jordans or a Cadillac or a Benz.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
But they never found out all he wanted is a Benz. Or all he want is a album out or a house or, you feel me?
Yeah.
All he wants is a business. Okay, he wants a business. So, okay, I see what he wants. Now I know what I want. So now I know how to proceed to get him to help me get what I want. Because in the process, it's give and take. It's not, oh yeah, I'm going to get a Cadillac, you with me, so you don't get nothing out the deal because you a lady. Right. No, the lady, she may have ambitions and goals that she wants. She might want to go to school. She might want to be a movie star. She might want to be a doctor. She might want to be an attorney. So I have to know why is she in the game? Why is she choosing to be in the game?
Right.
This gorgeous sister or this gorgeous lady.
Right.
She's choosing to be in the game. I'm sure her parents warned her about this lifestyle.
Right.
So how can I convince her, or why is she already convinced to want to be in the game?
Right. Because a lot of times, is it because, did you find this because you was in the game? Did you find that the fact that a lot of the women had low self-esteem, had been abused by some close relative or some person, period, could be male or female, right?
Yes. So it could be a friend of the family. Close relative. I found that to be true.
You found that to be true.
Yes.
And so for you, you say the movie The Mac, it really inspired you to go down that road for a minute, right?
Yes.
So what else, was there anything else that inspired you to go down that road?
Growing up in my neighborhood, there was a brother, I'm not going to say his name, but they called him Sweets.
Okay.
They called him Sweets.
Okay.
That was his nickname.
Okay.
And me and my friends, we all considered ourselves, we were players.
Okay.
We were hustlers.
Yeah.
And so Sweets was an OG. Okay. What we consider OG.
Original gangster.
He was original gangster, if that's what you want to say.
Yeah.
He was OG in the hood, in our neighborhood. And so whenever Sweets would come to his mother's house, he didn't live in our neighborhood. He grew up there, but he had moved away. So we never been to his house.
Okay.
So whenever he would come to visit his mother, he would have maybe 2 or 3 gorgeous women with him.
Okay.
Maybe a black lady, a Latino lady, maybe an Asian lady, maybe a Caucasian lady.
Okay.
And he would come in a Rolls Royce or a brand new Mercedes Benz.
Okay.
Or a Bentley.
Okay.
He would always come in a nice car, and he would let us sit in it and stand around it, and he would talk to us, and he would be counting all this money. He would have a lot of money, nothing but hundreds, not a 50 in the roll.
Wow.
And I'm talking about he put a roll up that could choke a mule. He'd put it away, and he'd pull another roll out, and it would be nothing but hundreds. Nothing but hundreds. And if he found a 50 in there, he'd throw it.
Are you serious?
He would throw it or tell one of us we could have it. He would curse it and say, how'd you get in there? And throw it.
Dang.
And so I never seen him abuse any women. I always saw him speak to them, and they would be real courteous and considerate of him, whatever he was doing. If he was busy talking, they would approach him with respect. They would approach him and say, Daddy, excuse me. And try to get his attention.
Okay.
And he never abused them in front of us.
Right.
Or anything like that. And I liked the rapport that he had with these ladies. And I wondered why these 4 or 5 ladies were together and they accepted him having the other lady.
Right, right.
And so I tried my hand at it. I would come across a young lady in the neighborhood who liked me or whatever. She thought, whatever she was thinking, if she caught herself liking me, then I would tell her what I was about.
Okay.
Of course, she'd laugh in my face because I didn't know what I was talking about.
You were just practicing, huh?
I was practicing. And so I would tell her, yeah, I was a player and I'm a pimp. And if we got to get money if you want to be with me. And I would, give her my spiel. And if it didn't work, then I'd be back to the drawing board.
Okay.
I'd have to figure out another approach. Maybe I'd get a chance to practice on another lady tomorrow or somewhere down the line. A lady would like me and I could practice again on seeing if she would
embrace
what I'm saying.
Yeah, embrace it. Yeah.
And so that's how it happened. And I pretty much ran across a young lady in the neighborhood who, like you said, probably was having low self-esteem and down on her luck. And I took my wicked ways and capitalized on that and took advantage of her downfall.
Because she was looking for love too.
She might have been looking for love or looking for a roof over her head,
love,
some kind of help or security, support, somebody who got her back.
Yeah.
And I did take advantage.
Okay.
But I didn't introduce her to that lifestyle. She introduced me to it, even though I was aware of it.
Okay.
She told me, well, I got somebody who wants to give me some money. He's older than me and this and this and that, and he wants to give me some money right now.
Right.
And of course, I was like, well, let's go over there. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going to get, how much he got? He got $150. We're going to get that.
And that was some money too.
We're going to get that $150. And, you know, I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't know that she already knew the guy and probably had already been dating him, and he was already a regular of hers.
Right.
And she came back with the money and gave it to me, and of course she wanted some of it, so she wanted some shoes and whatnot. And so, you know, I figured, well, I'm gonna get some shoes and things out of the bargain, so let her get something too, you know.
Right.
Keep her looking like some money.
Exactly. Gotta look like money to get money. Huh?
Yeah, and that's pretty much how it happened. And you know, I would be in between having a girl like that would give me money, or maybe I do got a girl like that who maybe she got a county check coming tomorrow, or in 2-3 days she got a county check coming. And I call myself macking to her for I don't know how long it takes to try to see if I can get some of that county check money.
Wow.
And just something that I'm not proud of at all.
Right.
Because
but you putting it out there, and that's good because people need to hear.
Yeah. And I got daughters.
Right.
And I try to pull their coattail or lace them so they'll not be in a position where they're being taken advantage of.
Right.
Somebody claiming that they like them.
Right.
Or whatever, and it's all really about the money or what can you do for me.
Exactly. So you're preparing them.
Right.
Or you have prepared them already for what to look for.
Right. And you can prepare somebody as all you want. That don't mean that they're not going to fall subject to it.
Talk about it, Kevin.
You can call yourself preparing your family or your babies.
Whatever.
And that don't mean that they're not going to encounter that and fall right into that snare or that trap that you already consider yourself stopping them from going that route.
See, and see that man, this is like so deep, and it's so important, right?
Right.
Because there might be some young guys out there now that's contemplating something like that, but basically the end results is like, okay, so what made you get out of that lifestyle?
Well, to be honest with you, I just recently kind of broke out of that lifestyle, and it's been probably about like 7-8 years.
Okay.
It's been going on like 7-8 years.
That's cool.
Actually, I called myself doing great, right?
Okay.
I was living in Houston, Texas. I had a beautiful home. I was furnishing it off and putting what I want in there, and I had 3 Cadillacs.
Okay.
Starting from the first one that I purchased, which was older, to the newest one.
Okay.
And actually, I had 2. And I needed a new one, or I wanted a new one.
Okay.
So me and the girl who I had with me came to California.
Okay.
To get money. And I was meeting up with a friend of mine who who didn't live here, but he lived in Arizona, and he had purchased a beautiful home in Arizona.
Okay.
He had a 5-bedroom home with a pool in the back, and he had got him a Range Rover, and he had a lot of different things going, and he only had 2 girls.
Okay.
Now, I had one at the time, and when I came back to California, and what happened was, I was in California. I was down here in around the Ontario area, where they have the Los Angeles Fair at, around Pomona and all that.
Right.
And so that was a good area around there.
Okay.
And it was yielding good money for the day.
Okay.
So my thing was to save up enough money within 2 weeks and go home and buy me a new Cadillac. So I had 2, but I wanted a new one.
So you wanted that Cadillac, huh?
The newest Cadillac that I had wasn't up to par with what I wanted.
Right.
It was a good car, but it wasn't new.
Okay.
So I wanted a new Cadillac.
Okay.
And I was down here and I was getting my money and I was stacking my money, saving it.
Okay.
And I had a great landlord in Texas. I had a landlord.
Okay.
So he owned the home that I was staying in.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would allow me, if I called him up and told him, hey, I'm going to wire you the rent.
Okay.
He would tell me, Kevin, keep it till next month.
Yeah.
Just keep it till the next month. And I would be like, okay, thanks.
Oh, that's a good landlord.
And so I would save my money and save all my money up.
Uh-huh.
And to get this new Cadillac.
Uh-huh.
And I had the money. A friend of mine was here in town. He had just got back. He had went back home to Arizona and put some money away.
Okay.
So he came back. He stayed gone, like maybe took a little hiatus from the game, maybe a week, and he rested.
Right.
Him and his family, his team, they just rested. They're not doing nothing.
They're not doing
They got their money.
Vacation.
They got money, so they're going to relax. He going to give them a week off.
Right.
So he finally came back after about a week being gone.
Uh-huh.
By this time, I had my money, and I was ready to get on the plane and leave.
Right.
So he wanted me to stay in town, and I tried to wait around for him for a minute, but my plane was getting ready to take off, so I had to go, and I ended up going to the airport.
Uh-huh.
And getting on the plane, I went home, and my other Cadillac I had was about a 2000 Cadillac, and I had it put it on Craigslist. I'm trying to make this story shorter. But anyway, some guys came. They had seen it off the internet. They came and bought it, so that put some more thousands in my pocket.
Right.
With the money that I just made in California.
Yeah.
So now you can't tell me nothing. I'm about to go get this Cadillac.
Can't tell you nothing.
So I went to a dealership that I knew. They had a lot of Cadillacs. The guy wasn't trying to give me no deal on it. He took me to a back lot where he had some cars at, and I seen what he had, and I didn't like them. And he told me that a guy who worked for him had just bought a Cadillac like I wanted, which was a DTS, a newer one, like a 05, 06.
Okay.
2005, 2006 era. And so the young guy pulled up and he had this beautiful gray Cadillac, and he jumped out and I saw him and I said, man, that's the car I want. Sell it to me. And he said, I just bought this from Stewart Cadillac in Texas, of Houston. So he gave me the business card and I called the people up, and it was a brother answered the phone, and he said to me, hey, well, how much money you got? And I didn't tell him how much money I have, so I had some money. And he said, well, we working deals today, Kevin, come on down here. So I prayed, and I was in the sun waiting on a cab. Cab came, got in the cab. I had prayed to God, blessed me with this Cadillac. Went down to Stewart Cadillac in Houston, Texas. The brother who was the dealer, his name was Demetrius. I remember him. He said, hey, man, if you got some money, man, we're going to get you this Cadillac. Don't leave.
Okay.
So he went in there. He pulled his strings. He did what he had to do. And he said, if you hang out with Mother hour, just go eat some donuts, drink some coffee, and you can leave in this Cadillac.
Really?
Yeah. And he asked me, he said, do you have an extra $1,500 on you? I said, I sure do. He said, well, since you don't have no bank account and stuff like that, we're going to hook it up to where you can get this Cadillac. And he made everything possible. I pulled off that lot, went home in that Cadillac. When I got home in that Cadillac, the girl who I had, she was a white girl. She was a redhead, young. And she was at the house. And she came running outside. She said, Daddy, you need to call your friend E. He something's going on. His girl just called me. Because his girl and my girl, they were friends. They would communicate, look out for each other whenever they was at work. Yeah. So she came out, she was hysterical, and she said, you need to call your friend. Your friend, something's going on. But his girl, we don't trust the girls. Right. The men, we don't trust them. We think they're all lying. Anything they say, they're lying. Right. We believe that they're lying. Until they prove otherwise. Just our mentality. Okay. So I didn't trust his girl, whatever message she left, so I immediately called him, no answer. She answered, or she called me back or something, and was like, your friend E is in a coma. Wow. He's in a coma. So I don't know whether to believe her or not. I know that she's diabolical and that she's not to be trusted. Right. But for something as serious as this, I don't know if I can trust her. So some kind of way I ended up contacting my good friend's brother. And he told me what the girl was telling you is the truth. Right. Bruh's down here in a coma. Wow. So, lo and behold, what happened, our actuality is, this is a pimp partner of mine. Right. he has had a brain aneurysm. He's up in a 5-star, 4-star, whatever you want to say, hotel.
Right.
Getting great money. Getting out of the bed early in the morning, going to use the restroom, he had a brain aneurysm.
Wow.
Now, he had about $7,000 in his pocket that wasn't there when the paramedics got there or when his mother arrived.
Okay.
So, here I am in Texas trying to load my car up. I'm trying to get every dollar I can get out of Houston, Texas, so I can get on the road and go back to California and see about my friend, brother.
Yeah.
This guy's like a brother to me.
Right.
So I finally get back to California.
Wow.
My friend's in a coma. And in all actuality, he came out of the coma.
Okay.
But the doctors said it wasn't looking good. He had had a serious stroke.
Oh.
He had high blood pressure anyway,
Wow.
to begin with. So now his blood pressure is acting up. He had a stroke, a serious one.
Okay.
And he had a brain aneurysm,
Okay.
which was hereditary for him and his family.
Okay. Okay.
So they had to do some serious work on his brain, as far as his brain bleeding.
Really?
And they did a tracheotomy, I believe that's what it's called,
Yeah.
where they do something in your throat in order for you to breathe.
Wow.
And things like that. And so messed my friend up. So the whole time I'm here in town, his girls are panicking because they have no direction.
Wow.
His main girl, she's went through his phone. She's called every pimp in the book. Because
Would you say every pimp?
Because any name that looked like a pimp's name, she's called them to come see about elope. And in actuality, she's trying to pick the right person to leave with. Like, well, I gotta get out of here. My life gotta go on. This guy's in a coma.
Wow. That's
You know,
deep.
just real stuff. Like, it sounds harsh.
No, but it's deep though. It's a good story.
But here's a girl that feels like, well, this chapter is over.
Right.
I better find one of the finest, most debonairest, maybe hopefully buffest dudes that know this game that I can find.
Right.
You know, I don't want the ugly one. I don't know who else she want, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going through her brain. But I was mad because I'm like, you called me a couple times because my name is not just in his phone as Mac or C-Note or whatever.
Right.
I'm in there as Mac Fame, Mac Brown. I'm in his phone a couple times. So you don't know who you calling. You just calling everybody.
Right.
To make a long story short, it's no loyalty in the game. It's no loyalty in the game. None.
Okay.
You might run across a friend here and there, but their loyalty is not based on the game. Their loyalty, if they're loyal to you, their loyalty is based on the fact that they respect you.
Okay.
And they have that love for you.
Wow.
It's not based on, well, we're in the game together.
See, I like that because they did show that in the Mac though.
Exactly. There's no loyalty in the game at all. There's none. Somebody who could know you for all your life, the next minute could get you for your number one girl and be gone down the street.
Yeah, like they did in the Mac, like the girl,
You know, so there's no loyalty in that game at all.
Right.
Any part of the game.
Right.
But God showed me that. And my friend who had the brain aneurysm, his mother, she told me. Because everybody had came to the hospital. I don't know how many people. But before I got there, a lot of people had showed up.
Okay.
So when I got there, nobody was there.
Okay.
And I didn't show up and then leave the next day with one of his girls. I didn't want one.
Right.
I showed up and I stayed. They weren't going to let me in because I'm not a relative.
Right.
He was in ICU.
Right.
They weren't going to let me in. I told him what I always tell people who ask me who am I to him. I say, this is his brother.
Right.
And so they was like, well, his brother been here. We know who his brother is. So he only got one brother, real brother.
Okay.
So I wasn't getting in with that. So his mom came out. She had met me a few times, but she didn't really know me.
Yeah.
She knows of me and has maybe ate a meal with me here and there, but she didn't really know me. So she came out and she said, Mac, she called me Mac. She said, Mac, everybody who knows E has been coming up here. So right now I'm stopping his visits because I don't know who to trust.
Right.
There's money missing and this and that going on.
Right.
I don't trust these girls or anything.
Right.
And so I was finna cry, like a little, for real.
Yeah.
Because this is my partner, this is my brother for real.
Right.
Right? And so I was finna cry because she's not letting me come see him. And she seen that.
Okay.
Cause me, if I cry and you're a woman, I don't want you to see that.
Right.
I don't want no lady to see. I don't want nobody to see it. Not even a baby probably to see me cry.
Right.
So she seen that it was authentic. Because I was finna cry, so I turned away from her. And I said, okay. And I turned away from her. And she seen that it was genuine. It was genuine. That I cared for her son.
Right.
And she told me, she said, Mac, I was walking away. I was cussing. And I told my girl, come on, let's go. We out of here. And she said, Mac. And I stopped. You know how if you finna get thrown a bone, you'll stop.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, maybe I'm gonna get my bone.
Yeah.
She said, hey, you come back tomorrow. And I'm gonna see if I'm gonna let somebody come see him. But if you come tomorrow, I'm gonna let you see him. Okay. And she did, and she seen that I was a true friend of his. And you know, I would give her money for her room because she didn't live close to the hospital. She lived way out here in Los Angeles.
Right.
Here she is traveling way in Ontario and staying there.
Yeah.
Paying for a room at night.
Okay.
So I would help her with her room, come up there, sit with him, let her go take a lunch break and go somewhere and get some air.
Yeah.
And just try to be there for him.
Right.
For her, for him. Because this is my buddy and this is his mother.
Right.
And she told me, she said, God is cleaning out Eric's life. She said, the people who remain in his life, your life will be cleaned as well.
Wow.
If you remain in his life. She said, I didn't raise him to do none of this that he's been doing.
Awesome.
She said, he knows God.
Wow.
She said, Eric knows God. Eric was a choir boy. Eric is a choir boy. Eric is an usher in the church.
Wow.
Eric is supposed to be a deacon in the church.
Okay.
He's not supposed to be out here doing none of this. He knows God.
So she said that anybody in his life that stays in his life, their life gonna be changed too. That
God is gonna clean their life as well.
Wow. So she was straight prophesying.
She said that, and that stuck with me. When she said that, I'm talking about like a recording. I hear it all the time. When certain things happen in my life, and I see God working in my life, removing people, even removing my habits, different things that I'm doing.
Amen.
I see God working in my life, and I'm like, man, God is cleaning my life. God is cleaning my life, like Mama D said.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up here at RMC. Because I was still on my little tangent, running around the country, going to different cities and states, getting money, doing this, girls liking me, whatever, so-called choosing up, so-called not choosing, all that.
Yeah.
And I found myself in the wilderness.
Wow.
I'm talking about literally.
Man, you gonna talk about it, Kevin.
I found myself literally in the wilderness.
In the wilderness.
I was in the mountains.
Where to go.
I was in the mountains of Montana.
Really?
Yeah, I was in this little town called Superior, Montana.
Okay.
I'm talking about mountains where people don't like black people or they hardly ever seen them.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a spiritual awakening for me, Sister Gail, because God did some things to me that he had been doing to me, but he really showed me some things up in that mountain, up in that wilderness where I was away from everything. Where, you know, there was cable TV and things like that, but I wasn't really into it like that.
So
I was more into books.
To talk to you.
And straighten my butt out. Straighten me out. And when I came here, me and my wife reconciliated. At that time that I was in Montana, she was here. And I had been in Houston, Texas, looking out the window, and prior to this, and I had been lonely, even though I had girls in my life and all my buddies with me that had moved to Texas.
Talk about it, Kevin. Talk about it.
And I had money and I had nice cars and Maury alligator shoes and $500 gator shoes, $600-700 gator shoes and all this stuff. I really wanted my family back.
Wow.
I really wanted my wife back, who God had blessed me with.
Talk about it.
That was my high school sweetheart.
Talk about it.
I missed her.
Right.
And I wanted her back and I wanted my life back, but I had ruined that.
Yeah, you thought
nobody could. Yeah, I did. I had ruined it. God repaired it, but I had ruined it.
You had ruined it, yeah.
So he had to work on me, the father, and repair my thinking.
Right.
In order for me to be correct in as far as my thinking was concerned. So, because I was actually being selfish.
Wow.
Thinking that it was all about me.
Okay.
But I got kids and sons and daughters in the world.
Yeah.
At this time, I'm thinking it's all about me.
Right.
Not saying that I didn't look out for my babies or, buy them clothes and give them stuff and whatever they wanted.
But it was still about you.
But I thought it was all about me. I was puffed up with pride.
Wow.
In the Bible, I can't recite it verbatim, but in the Bible, what does it say?
Before a fall.
Before a fall.
And humility comes before honor.
Exactly.
Yeah, so pride comes before. Yeah, I get you.
And that brings me back. I know I jump around a lot, but that brings me back to a time when I had one of my nice Cadillacs, and I thought I was all that. God had already been punishing me and trying to clean my life up, and he had gave me a job. So I was going to get some fish for me and my mother. And I pulled in, and I had a little blue-nosed pit bull with me, and I thought, that's the epitome. I got me a dog and a Cadillac and got a house. And I went and got the fish. The fish was ready. And I went and got in my car. And I thought I was all that. There was some cute girls in the store. So I thought they was looking at me.
You said
they looking at me. I got my Cadillac. I got my blue-nosed pit bull with me. I'm dressed sharp. They looking at me.
Yeah.
And I got in my car, and I backed out and crashed right into a car behind me. Bam!
You serious, Kevin?
And I said, boy, you better wake up. A fall comes before pride.
See?
Crashed right into somebody. Luckily, the lady's car wasn't hurt. My car wasn't that damaged. And that the lady wasn't hurt. And I wasn't hurt.
Wow.
Thinking that these girls like me, I'm in my Cadillac.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, that all these things replay over in my mind.
Wow.
So I can learn from it.
Yeah.
And say, don't be thinking it's all you all that. You're not all that.
See?
God is all that. And if you are all that, it's because of him.
Tell them about it, Kevin. Tell them about it, Kevin. Because
if anybody see you and think that brother there is really something, that brother there is really making moves, it's not because of me. Or it's not because of that brother or that sister. It's because of God.
Talk about it.
Because more than likely they done gave their life to God, and God is directing them, and they allowing God to direct them. God directed me here. I came here as a guest on the show, a show that was here. It was called "You, Me, and the Queen" with Lenore Pride.
Oh yeah, I think I know. I know.
And that's how I ended up working here as an audio engineer.
Wow.
Because I've been doing music productions probably since I was like 18.
Okay.
So that was the reason why I was running around trying to hustle up money and do all these things, was to pay for my own corporation, to try to pay for my own entertainment corp. I wanted to fund my own company and be my own boss. But, God set me down and let me realize that everything I've been running around the countryside trying to get, it was right here in LA where I was born and raised. He could have opened any door that I wanted open. God could have opened it up. He would have made that lock be available and turn, that knob would have turned, as long as I would have put him first.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Right?
Yes.
That is so deep, Kevin. That's a deep story. You need a book.
I need a book.
When you gonna write a book?
I have wrote a book. I've written 2 books, but they're not autobiographies.
Have they been published yet?
I am not published yet. One of my books, I think it needs maybe one more rewrite.
Okay.
And they're crime fiction novels. I wrote about crime because I know a lot about crime.
Oh, okay. See,
so
I like it.
I tend to write about things that I know about. And it's not an autobiography, but a lot of the action and the things that transpire in my book, it's called LA Player, did actually happen.
Wow.
But there is part fiction to the story as well.
Wow.
I have embellished on it, and I did do some creative writing. Yes, I did. So.
Wow, Kevin. Okay, look, you guys, we got about a good minute left to go. And Kevin I feel like I've been in a movie almost, like you've been telling this story, right? So, Kevin gonna have to come back. So, Kevin, maybe, hopefully, next week you'll finish off this story for me.
We can do that.
Yeah, okay, so next week Kevin gonna have to finish the story, y'all. Because this is like a whole story. Like, I'm feeling a movie here. You know what I'm saying? Like my story, I'm feeling a movie. But anyway, Kevin, you did a great job. Thank you so much for being a guest
Thank you,
for my show. But you got to come back. So next week, you guys look to see Kevin again. I might have another guest, but they're gonna have to share the hour with Kevin because it's so juicy, right? It's so interesting. I gotta hear some more of this story because we ain't finished yet, right, Kevin?
That's right.
We ain't finished. Okay. So you guys, thank you so much for joining in. This is Gail Davis. I've been through it, hosted by Gail Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in. You guys come see us every Monday at 4 o'clock. This is Gail Davis. I've been through it. And thank you so much, beautiful people, for tuning in. Please come back next week so you can hear the second half of Kevin's story. We got to finish it, okay? All right, and we're going to sign off now. All right, thanks for tuning in.
Dear Father, I stand today just want to say thank you, Lord, for everything that you've done for me. Somebody's gonna need you, Lord. Somebody's gonna need a friend. Well, I stopped by to let you know that I know somebody that'll stick closer than a mother, somebody that'll stick closer than even a father. Well, friend, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Yeah. Thank you, Lord. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 'Cause I know Jesus will never let you down. No. Whenever you need him, I know. Today, that Jesus will be there every day, 'cause I know Jesus, he'll never let you down. Whenever you need the Lord, I know you down. No, 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 no. You need the Lord. He'll never let you down. Wait a minute, y'all. Yeah. Don't doubt the Lord. No, no. Don't doubt the Lord whatever you do.